I'm Devorah Wallen, and I'd like to share my Tea for Two, my Torah thought, for 2 minutes, more or less. This week's Torah portion is Metzora, which refers to the person who has the skin eruption of tzoras, which is loosely translated as leprosy. It has been said that this word is related to motzi ra, one who exposes the bad, or motzi shem ra, one who gives someone a bad name. Apparently, it came in stages or depended on the severity of the person's behavior. It might first appear on the house or the clothing and then move to the person's skin or face, head or beard. Last week I mentioned that when it was on the head, it signified a much more heinous offense than slander. It meant that the person's head, his mind, and attitudes were warped and perverse. According to the opinion that it came in stages, God gave us many opportunities for teshuvah, or to repair our relationship with Him and His world with tzoras. When we repeatedly behave in ways that are not beneficial and we see negative results, we often still repeat the act until we hurt ourselves or other people. We mindlessly act like the person who looks up, sees bad weather is looming, it says so on his Apple Watch, he hears a report that there will be a torrential rain with thunder and lightning, and he doesn't bring a coat, umbrella, a vehicle, nada. He walks outside and finds himself in a flash flood and wonders why. Often after a big Humpty Dumpty fall, however, when a person finally does tshuva, it's in a big way, since the tsuris, the pain, like tzoras, is so great. As Ethics of the Fathers says, Lefum tsa'ara agra, commensurate with the painstaking effort is the reward. In our portion, it says, And Hashem spoke to Moshe and Aaron, saying, When you enter the land of Canaan that I give you as a possession, and I inflict an eruptive plague upon a house in the land that you possess, the owner of the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, Something like a plague has appeared upon my house. The priest shall come to examine. If the plague is spread in the house, it is a malignant eruption in the house. It is impure. The house shall be torn down, its stones and timber, and all the coating on the house, and taken to an impure place outside the city. The Rashi on this verse is very strange. He says that tearing down the house was a good thing. This is because when the Jews were wandering in the desert for 40 years, the Amorites were busy hiding their gold and silver within the walls of their homes so the Jewish people wouldn't find it when they passed through. However, after these houses were destroyed and dismantled, the hidden treasures were found. What might we learn from this? When it seems that something terrible is occurring to us, either personally or collectively as a community, we need to remember that within the problem or the misfortune itself are hidden the treasures of gold and silver. We just need to look for them, unpack them, so to speak. The Talmud tractate Brachos, speaking in Moshe's voice, states, Hashem instructed me to beg the Jewish people to take the Egyptians' jewelry so that Abraham would not complain to Hashem that he fulfilled the promise that we would be enslaved, but did not yet fulfill the promise that we would go out with a rechush gadol, great riches. Just like Hashem showed us in those days that lengthy time in servitude was rewarded with the Egyptians' wealth, so too, when a person has a plague of tzoras and is quarantined, away from the rest of the community, alone, with time to think about how he fell into this position to begin with, once he does tshuva, repairs and fixes the problem, Hashem will accept him, and there's no greater reward for such a thing. This played itself out in biblical times, as Rashi says, For the hard work of tshuva, the pain of dismantling your house, you are worthy of the Amorites' gold and silver encased in the walls. In these days, when we see painful things happening in the world, they are signs like the affliction of tzoras. May these birth pangs lead us to revealed joy. May our state as a Metzora be transformed, so we come out with great wealth, materially and spiritually, personally, as a nation, and as the world.